What made you choose homelessness over your inheritance? My father required all his sons to sleep with their stepmothers after his death to keep his essence in the family bloodline. Growing up in my father's big house felt like living inside a museum about our family name. He'd been married 4 times by the time I turned 25, collecting wives like prizes while treating his 4 sons as carriers of his family name. His current wife Sarah was only 32, barely older than my eldest brother Marcus. Throughout our childhood, Dad made up strange rules that made our skin crawl. We could only date women from families he liked, and he'd make us spend too much time with our stepmothers to learn how to treat a wife properly. Everything changed the morning Dad fell during his morning ride. The doctors found cancer all through his body and gave him 6 months to live. 3 days later, he called all of us to the estate for an important family meeting. We gathered in Dad's study where all 4 stepmothers were already waiting. Patricia, his first ex-wife who'd stayed close as our family helper after their divorce, stood in the corner with her notepad, always writing during family meetings like some quiet secretary. Dad wheeled himself to his desk and pulled out a leather folder filled with old yellow documents. His hands shook as he spread them across the wooden surface and began explaining our family's 200-year-old rule. Each son would have to make a baby with their assigned stepmother within 1 year of the father's death. Marcus would be with Patricia, I'd be with Jennifer, Daniel got Rebecca, and Jake was paired with Sarah. When Jake ran to the bathroom to throw up, Dad simply waited for him to return before adding that any son who refused would lose his entire inheritance. The house became a prison overnight. Dad put cameras in every hallway and watched the videos each evening. He made us have couples meals where we had to sit next to our assigned stepmothers. Jennifer's hands shook so badly during our first breakfast that she spilled coffee everywhere. Within a week, he added family video sessions. During one session, Jennifer left and I found her crying in the kitchen. She told me she'd been trying to get pregnant with Dad for 3 years without success, and this felt like her punishment. The practice dinners pushed everyone past their breaking points. Dad hired a wedding planner who set up fake ceremonies complete with vows and first dances. During one evening, he forced Jake and Sarah to slow dance while he watched and corrected them. Jake's whole body shook as he held Sarah's waist. I watched my baby brother age 10 years in 10 minutes, his eyes going dead as Dad yelled corrections. They restarted the dance 4 times, both crying openly by the end. Jake stopped eating after that night. He'd sit at dinner moving food around his plate, jumping whenever Sarah accidentally touched his arm. 3 days later, I found him in the garage with the car running and the door closed. I dragged him out and drove like crazy to the hospital where he stayed for weeks. Jake's suicide attempt finally gave me the courage to fight back. I refused to return to the estate and helped Jennifer escape to her sister's house 3 states away. She told me Dad had been sexually abusing her throughout their marriage. I connected her with a group that helps abused women. Dad went crazy with anger. He hired detectives to find Jennifer and froze my trust fund accounts he still controlled. Marcus became Dad's enforcer, showing up at my apartment at midnight with threats. The whole family turned against me. Security guards walked me out of my office after Dad called in favors. A week before his death, Dad called me for our final talk. His body had shrunk to bones, but his eyes burned with anger. He told me my mother had tried running away with us boys years ago, so he had her locked up in a mental hospital where she eventually killed herself. I actually drove to the estate gates and sat for an hour, my finger over the buzzer. Marcus had texted that one dinner with Jennifer would fix everything. Just one dinner. I thought about Jake's hospital bills and my unpaid rent. My hand was reaching for the button when my phone rang. The FBI had raided the estate that morning before the detectives found Jennifer. Patricia, always writing in her notepad, had been an undercover FBI agent investigating our family's money crimes for 3 years. Dad's obsession with bloodlines had led him into major tax cheating and money laundering. Dad died under house arrest 3 days later. DNA tests showed neither Daniel nor I were his real sons. According to Patricia, our mother had affairs on purpose to weaken his bloodline. I lost my inheritance but gained freedom. He wanted to preserve his essence through our bloodlines forever. He died not knowing his precious bloodline was already watered down, his legacy a lie built on lies.